Hello, this is Dora, also known as Estimating Spirit. Wanting to do this type of video for a very, very long time because I have done this before. Um, During the, I don't know, many, many years where you see protests and things that are going on. So I'm not going to get into politics or admitting to doing any protests or doing anything of anything, okay? I'm just saying, what if something like that happens and you end up in jail, And for someone like me that eats, breathes, and sleeps tarot, I do it all the time. How would I do it? Because if you're in jail, in order for you to get a real tarot deck inside jail, it will cost you an arm and a leg. So the one thing that you can get is cards. I know how to read cards like Spanish cards, poker cards, your typical cartomancy, you know. But I love the tarot system, so that's my whole thing. And I was thinking, there's also people around the world who don't have access to tarot. Tarot is not allowed. They might not have the money at this moment, even though right now pretty much everybody, their mama and their grandma have a tarot deck. There are a lot of people, and I've told this to many people, there's so many people buying so many decks, and they get rid of them or they give them away, they trade them, or whatever. Eventually they can end up with a tarot deck somehow. But in the meanwhile, if they're interested in having a tarot deck without getting in trouble, or all their access is maybe to just regular cards, this is how you would do it, because I've done this before. Now, there is a video in YouTube. I was just checking so it doesn't show that. I'm pretty sure I'm in the world, I'm not the only one who has done this. But I will show you how to create a tarot deck with two sets of poker cards. Okay? I don't know if there's another name for them, but we used to call them the baraja gringa, because we had the Spanish cards. But this is the easiest way. You can get some cheap deck. A Sharpie, I have this one, but it's better that you have the chisel one, and I'll tell you why, because you need this white thing and you'll get through your do-it-yourself thing a lot faster. Okay? So first things first, you're in jail. You can get your set of cards. All you have to make sure is that the backs are identical. Okay? So then you open up your... Oh my god, I did this before and had trouble. Shoot. Like I said before, if you end up in jail, make sure you get your shank first. Shoot. Well, I had it over here anyways. So you open this up, and I'll show you a deck that I had already done. It's all messed up and all the things not to do. Oh my god, these things are hard to open. And with a band-aid on is really hard, and it's hard to shuffle too with a band-aid on your finger. My god, I'm gonna poke myself before I get this open. Oop, sorry. There we go. Here's the first one. Can't even get... Nope. Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. Let me just put these aside. So the way you're going to get started is you start with your first deck. You'll separate these jokers on the side. Okay. So here's the first part, your minor arcana. So you have your ace, okay, right? There's your hearts, which are your cups. So that's spades. Spades is your swords. Hearts are your cups. Clubs, just remember clubs are wands. Diamonds are, money, coins. Okay? But here's the thing. These sets only go from ace to 10, which is perfect. Then you have your jack, which is your page. Then you have queen and king. You have the knight missing. So this is how you're going to get it. And your second deck, put aside the jokers. Okay. You're going to look for the king on each one. So there's the king for that one. There's a king for that one. There's the king for that one. And the king for this one. Okay. Then you put this aside. Okay. So all of these extra ones will be the knights. Okay. So what you're going to do is, where the K is, you're going to add an N to it for knight. Okay. And also, the other thing that you're going to do is, because it's no longer a king, this knight can no longer wear this crown. So you're going to black it out and make it look like a hat. It's easier if you use the flat part. Okay. You can even exaggerate it and make it come out of here a little bit so that you remember what it is. Okay, you do it on both sides. You add the N on both sides. Okay. There's a knight. N. Okay. Here's the N. And I actually like to make the hat a little taller so that you can differentiate between the king and the knight. Okay. Big old black hat. Let's make his hat a little bigger. Whoop. And whoop. There we go. Okay. Do your best once you do this with a Sharpie. Let it dry before you place another card on top of it, because they do smear. Okay, it's just a warning. There's the hat. There's the N for knight. N for knight. And there's the hat. Okay. Another knight. There's a hat. Let's make it a little bit. Okay. Not everybody has the same hat, but here we go. Okay. Oops. Let's not forget the N for knight. There we go. Okay. So by now, this knight should have already dried. So there you go. 10, page or jack, knight, queen, king. Here's your swords. Cups. Wands. Or batons, whatever you want to call them. And here is your coins. Okay. Now I'm going to put all these aside, because now our minor arcana is done, other than another option that you can do on there. Okay. Now we're going to do the major arcana. Okay. So you have this extra set. Let me see. What did I do there? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the extra stuff. Yeah. I'm just checking to make sure. Have I mixed everything together? Okay. Okay. So now we're going to take the cards out with what we have left over from our second deck. Okay? So we're going to start with the Fool. I'm sorry, I'm kind of looking. I totally forgot what I was doing. Well, anyways, the two sets have two color ones, this one, and they have the black and white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the color one. So for the first one, I'm going to write the Fool, and it's number 0. Okay, so we're just going to put that aside. So for the major arcana, from the 1, as in the Magician, all the way to the Wheel of Fortune, which will be number 10. We'll put this aside, so it'll be black. And then for the hearts, this will start as 11. So 11 to 21. So the way you do this is you get to 20 on the 10, okay? And for 21, which we want is like these empty boxes. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back here where the diamonds are, and you're going to look for the extra ace, okay? So we're going to add the ace on here for 21. So the way you're going to do this is you're going to black out this right here, because this will help you differentiate between the majors and the minors. Okay, so this is number 1. You can use Roman numerals if you like, or numbers. I'm using the numbers. So this is the Magician. Okay, and then put it aside. Don't touch it, let it dry for a second. So now High Priestess, same thing. We can get rid of what's in the box, everything on the sides. And I know there's a number 2 there, but this makes it easier. It'll help you differentiate between major arcana and minor. So then you have the High Priestess. Okay, and then you'll continue doing this till you get to the Wheel of Fortune. Let's take a look here. Where's the Wheel of Fortune? There we go. That would be the last for the first 10. That would be 10. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this. And there's your Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So let's pretend you did this all the way through. Let's let that dry. Put that aside. Here's number 1. So now we're going to do 11 through 21. How do you do that? Just like starting over with a 1, this will be 11. So you block that out. The reds are harder to block out. Okay, Doesn't have to be perfect. But here we go. 11 for justice. Okay. And then, you know, so the next one would be this is 12. This is 3. Hanged man. Okay. Okay. And then that one will be over here. So let's pretend we did it all the way through. We get down to the very last one. Well, almost second to last, because we're talking about the 10th. So that should be judgment. Okay. There's so many hearts. Let's see. To be judged. Okay. So this is 20. Oops. Barely any room. Woo, barely made it. So this is where you get to 21. Okay. So it's in the reds. Still in the reds. I'm going to block that out. 21. Let's get rid of this card so you can see the world. Okay. Leave world. Okay. So by that point, let me take a look here. 9, and then we have 10. We have the Fool. So we have 11, 12. So this would be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. So this here would be your major arcana. Okay. So let me give you things not to do if you don't wait for